Okay, let's think about this for a second. What if the real key to unlocking a kid's creativity wasn't in some fancy store-bought kit, but was hiding right there in your recycling bin? Today, we are going to dive into a really powerful idea, how we can turn everyday trash into, well, educational treasure. Yeah, it's a pretty wild question, right? But honestly, the answer might actually surprise you. I mean, what if we could completely transform the way we learn just by looking at what we call trash in a totally new way? So that leads us right into our first big idea, and it's all about seeing that classroom recycling bin not as, a place for garbage, but as a chest just packed with hidden treasure. Okay, so this is the core philosophy here, right? It's a huge shift in how we look at things. It's about seeing that plastic bottle, or that cardboard box, or old packaging, and realizing it's not just waste. No way. It's actually a gateway to creativity, it's a puzzle for problem solving, and maybe most importantly, it's a tool for making sure every single student feels like they belong. So, you might be asking, what are the real benefits here? Well, this whole approach delivers what you could call a triple win. And this is where it gets really interesting. Because this isn't just some clever recycling project. Not at all. It's a strategy that wins on three completely different fronts: for education, for the environment, and for the students themselves. Let's break that down. All right, first up, the educational win. Think about it. When students get to work with their hands, they're not just sitting there listening, they're doing. This is active learning at its absolute best. They get to build their creativity and real-world problem-solving skills, all by figuring out, hey, how can I turn this piece of cardboard into something totally new? Second, there's the environmental win. Now, this one might seem a little obvious, but it's so powerful. These activities naturally get kids thinking about recycling and sustainability. They're not just hearing a lecture about it, they are literally doing it. And that builds a real culture of responsibility right there in the classroom. And finally, we have the inclusive win. And honestly, this might be the most powerful one of all. You see, in these kinds of projects, there are no right or wrong answers. That immediately lowers the academic pressure. It lets students with all different learning styles, the hands-on learners, the visual learners, all of them. It lets them truly shine. It encourages teamwork where every single kid can contribute something meaningful. Okay, so that's the theory. But how does this actually look in practice? How do we really turn trash into tools for learning? Well, there are tons of ways to do this, but let's look at two really powerful examples that showed the full range, from something practical all the way to something built on pure empathy. First, you've got the Eco Design Challenge. It all kicks off with a simple question to get the wheels turning. Then the students get to explore the materials, brainstorm ideas, and then they build something functional. And that's the key right there. They're not just making art, they're actually solving a real-world problem. And the results? I mean, there's things they can actually use. We're talking pencil holders made from old bottles or desk organizers from cardboard boxes. They're taking something that was going to be thrown away and giving it a whole new purpose, a new life. It's the idea of reuse in its purest form. But it goes even deeper than that. This whole idea isn't just about making cool things for yourself. It can be used to build something so much more important: empathy and understanding for other people. And that question is the starting point for the second activity we're going to look at. And it completely reframes the whole challenge. Suddenly, the goal isn't just to build something, it's to build something that helps someone else. This is where we get into the Assistive Tools for Peers project. Here, students use those same waste materials to create things that can actually help their own classmates learn better. Think about it. Things like tactile alphabet cards for a friend who learns best by touch, or a visual schedule for a peer who really needs that routine. This is where creativity meets compassion, and it's just incredibly powerful stuff. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually pull this off in a real, busy classroom? Let's get practical. Let's just talk about a few common roadblocks you might hit. What if the students are just stuck? They have no ideas. Easy. Just give them a theme to work with. What if one student is kind of hanging back, not participating? Give them a specific job. Make them the designer or the builder. Worried it's going to get too chaotic? Set a clear time limit. See? These are super simple fixes to keep all that creative energy focused and productive. And look, here's a simple 6-step guide to make this happen. Step 1, start collecting materials from home. Step 2, introduce the topic, whether it's art or the environment. 3, show them some cool examples to get their imaginations going. 4, put them into mixed ability groups. 5. Just let them create. And finally, step 6. Have them present what they made. It's a clear, straightforward roadmap to success. Okay, let's pull back for a second and look at the big picture here. After seeing all this, how has our perspective maybe shifted a little? Because at the end of the day, this is the real takeaway. Yeah, it might start with reusing a plastic bottle, but it ends with something so much bigger. It's about teaching kids, and let's be honest, ourselves, to see potential where other people just see trash, to see value in things that have been thrown away, and even more importantly, to see the unique value and potential in every single one of their classmates. So, I'll leave you with this thought. The next time you look at something that's about to be thrown away, what are you going to see? Just waste? Or a world of untapped potential just waiting to be discovered?